Like, a very good evening to all of you. On behalf of the Family Benefit Scheme of AIOS and TNOA, welcome you all in this webinar wherein we will be discussing how this scheme is so good for all the members of AIOS and how the new scheme, limited time offer that FBS AIOS has made for its the members, for the AIOS members to join FBS is going to help everyone.
Some sound is coming, Rajesh.
Sorry?
Somebody has to mute. The sound is coming. Extraneous sounds.
Admin, can you mute all others? So we have with us the chairman of FBS AIOS, Dr. Quresh Maskati, who is also the president of International Society for Manual Small Incision Cataract Surgery, President Cornea Society of India, has been past president of AIOS, BOA, and MOS, and has been the guiding force behind all the activities of FBS AIOS. We have with us Dr. Mohan Rajan, who is the president of TNOA, and his initiatives has brought us together, and we will work together definitely. He's also the chairman of and medical director of Rajan Eye Care Hospital and visiting professor of Savita Medical College, and has numerous presentations, both national and international. I won't go into details of it in order to save time. Huge, CV, conducted instruction in all parts of the world, has been past member scientific committee of AIOS, and is contesting for AIOS in this forthcoming conference. We have with us Dr. Sharat Babu, who is the treasurer of FBS AIOS and managing director of and chief surgeon of Sharat Max Vision Eye Hospital. He's also the past Rotary Governor and past president of Andhra Pradesh Ophthalmological Society, past ARC AIOS South Zone member, and managing committee member of AIOS. We also have with us Dr. Rajiv Mukherjee, who will be joining shortly. He's actually traveling. He will be joining shortly. He is the vice chairman of FBS AIOS and director and senior consultant in Mukherjee Eye Clinic and visiting professor at Greenberg School of Medicine at Chicago, USA. He's also the treasurer of Iscaris and a renowned cornea and cataract surgeon. We have with us Dr. Ranjit Maniar, who is the immediate past treasurer and again guiding force in the FBS AIOS, senior eye surgeon, Sushrusha Hospital and Dadar Bhatia Hospital, Mumbai. He completed his training from Lokmanya Tilak Medical College and then from Topiwala National Medical College, and has been actively contributing in BOA, MOS, AIOS, and FBS AIOS, and has brought many reforms in the working of FBS AIOS. His contributions are immense. We have with us the zonal representative of South Zone, Dr. Sukumar, who is again a very huge figure as far as the FBS AIOS and TNOA both are concerned. He is past managing committee member of AIOS, and of course he has been the secretary of TNOA, president of TNOA, and IMA TNOA state president. He has been secretary of IMAYAM, that is Home for Terminally Ill Cancer Patients at Erode IMA, and is the director of Sri Raghavendra Eye Hospital, Erode. We also have with us Dr. Thangavelu, who is the state representative of FBS AIOS for Tamil Nadu. He is the immediate past president, TNOA, and past president of IMA Coimbatore branch, treasurer of IMA for 10 years, the Coimbatore branch, treasurer Tamil Nadu Ophthalmic Association earlier before becoming the president. And of course, he is the life member of AIOS and TNOA and director MV Eye Care Center, Coimbatore and Tirupur. We have with us Dr. Nirmal Frederick, who is again a huge figure. He is the vice president of TNOA, chairman Insurance Standing Committee, IMA, TNSB, co-chairman National IMA, PDB, advisor, GIMA, TJOSR. He is the MD of Nirmal's Eye Hospital Private Limited, Chennai. He has been Principal Assessor of NABH and Quality Council of India, the Lead Assessor at the Emirates International Accreditation, Member Secretary, AIOS NABH Expert Group for Eye Care Standards, and has also been past Associate Professor of Ophthalmology at Madras Medical College. We have with us Dr. U. Vijay Shanmugam, who is again a very senior member of TNOA and AIOS, and also the ICO. He is the head at the Madurai Medical College. He has done a lot of academic activities, including he has guided many thesis works, and which includes the ocular anterior segment in neonates and related to
nothing more to say, sir.
He has been a fellow of Royal College of Surgeons of Glasgow, member of Academy of Medical Sciences, and he has guided many postgraduates and has trained many. He is again a person who is a very humble person and is very active in his work, and his inputs will be very valuable today. We have with us a very strong lady, Dr. Sujata Mohan, who is Associate Medical Director, Rajan Eye Care Hospital, Director, Rotary Rajan Eye Bank, has presented many papers in national and international conferences, has received the Nari Shakti Puraskar in 2019, was adjudged one of the top women ophthalmologists in the country, has received the T. Agrawal Gold Medal for Best Women Refractive Surgeon, Best Video in Refractive Surgery category in APACRS in 2012, and has also received the Dr. G. Sitalakshmi Gift of Sight Award from Lions Club International. We also have a young colleague of ours, Dr. Ramya Apanraj, who has been trained from Madurai Medical College and then came to RP Center AIMS, has done MD from here and then went on to do the fellowship in Vitreoretina from Shankar Netralaya. She is a Vitreoretina consultant in Arvind Eye Hospital, Coimbatore, and again, a very active member of FBS as well as AIOS. And with me, my co-moderator, the Honorary General Secretary of Tamil Nadu Ophthalmic Association, Dr. V. Madhavan. He is the member IMA Standing Committee for Initiative for Prevention of Diabetic Retinopathy. He is also the chairman of Membership Development Committee, IMA Tamil Nadu. Immediate past secretary, Family Security Scheme, IMA Tamil Nadu. Past treasurer, TNOA, past president, IMA Erode branch, and Rotarian past president of Rotary Club of Erode. And he has been, I must add one thing, that he has been very supportive throughout this period. Whenever I contacted him, he has been very supportive and very encouraging. So my personal thanks to him. And of course, I'm Dr. Rajesh Sinha, General Secretary of FBS AIOS. And before we actually start, just like to inform you just a very short introduction of FBS AIOS to all of you. Dear friends, I am Dr. Rajesh Sinha. I'm sorry, there is some. Honorary General Secretary, FBS AIOS. Do you know about FBS? Let's know about it from Dr. Quresh Maskati.
This is Dr. Maskati, and I want to tell you a little bit about the family benefit scheme of the AIOS.
This is a mutual help scheme which is run by the members and for the members. In fact, it is a unique scheme whereby your contribution helps to secure the future of others and vice versa.
As against that, the death benefit to your family is a staggering 23 lakhs now, and it will continue to grow as more and more members join the scheme. As a matter of fact, actuaries have vetted this scheme and have found that this is superior to any insurance product in the market today. It is extremely easy to join. You can do it offline or you can do it online by simply logging on to www.fbsaios.in. There is a very small joining fee
And yes, if you join earlier, your contribution will be lesser.
It is important that you join now before you become age barred. So what are you waiting for? Join the FBS AIOS today. It is in your interest and in that of your family.
Very
So
good.
thank you very much. And I will request the president of FBS AIOS, Chairman FBS AIOS, Dr. Muscati, to say a few words.
Thanks, Rajesh. In the film, you've already seen me saying a few words. Just to tell you that the same phone I still hold. The hair has become grayer. But in the time between the shooting of the film and now, FBS has actually grown by leaps and bounds. This was done just pre-COVID. And now we have been having several meetings during the COVID epidemic and pandemic and seeing how we can make the scheme better and better. And I think what we have come out with now and which we are going to present in this webinar is something really, really unique. I don't want to take away the thunder from whoever is going to be presenting the actual scheme. So I'll stop here and reserve my remarks to say that this is going to be revolutionary and something which we have never done before. And I sincerely hope that with all of us working together, it will be a roaring success. Thanks, Rajesh.
Thank you, sir. Madhavan, sir, can you please take over? Can you unmute yourself, sir? Madhavan, sir, you have to unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir. And thanks to AIOS FBS for giving TNOA an opportunity to join hands and promote this unique scheme for the doctors, by the doctors, and run by the doctors, so to say. And that too in this COVID period, when things can go awry anytime. This is a protective shield formed by us for the benefit of the members, and more so, we will have our president, Dr. Mohan Rajan, telling us why we should become a member and what are the benefits that arise from AIOS FBS scheme. So Dr. Mohan Rajan, sir.
Friends, good evening to all of you. Let me at the outset compliment the FBS AIOS team for this wonderful opportunity given to the TNOA for organizing this webinar to create awareness among all the ophthalmologists about the importance of the FBS Family Benefit Scheme of the AIOS. Let me compliment also the Secretary, Dr. Rajesh Sinha, who has been tirelessly working for this, for the benefit of all the ophthalmologists, and of course, the chairman of FBS AIOS, none other than Paresh Muscati, who's been like a fatherly figure for all of us and taking care of all the needs. I think, friends, it's important that the insurance is, everybody believes that insurance is not really necessary unless otherwise something happens to you. If something happens to you, then you realize, oh, I should have taken insurance. Okay, you feel that nothing will happen to you. Okay, I think the COVID in one way has been a blessing in disguise. One of the positives, if you look at COVID, is that COVID can affect everybody, and across the community, it can affect all the age groups as well. And that is the reason why I think schemes like the FBS and other insurance scheme also come into more importance. And I'm very happy that the family benefit scheme of the FBS AIOS have been very, very successful, grown leaps and bounds, especially in the past few years, because of the sustained efforts, I would say. And it needs sustenance. It needs sustenance and it needs conviction and also motivating all the members to join. So many people think it's a lot of myths and realities are there in this, in this particular scheme. And many people do not know why I should join at this age when I'm going to get the benefit after 20, 30 years. So we have different schemes now. Rajesh Sinha will be talking about it, the exit scheme and other things. And we also have some first-hand information. In fact, I'm going to ask, I requested Dr. Sridhar Rao's wife, Anuradha Sridhar Rao, to come in at 7:40 p.m. She'll be coming and logging in and give her a personal experience about this thing. I've been working with Sambasiva Rao very closely on this FBS AIOS a few years back before his demise as well. And I know exactly how it works. And we have taken the benefit to many ophthalmologists in Tamil Nadu also. For example, Dr. Vela Idam, Dr. Babu Rajendran, we were the persons who gave the check at that time when Sambasura was alive at that time. And we know exactly what is the benefit. And also it's very, very easy and effective method of getting the clearance from the FBS AIOS office. I would say that Rajesh Sinha's office, the FBS AIOS office, is probably one of the most proactive offices you can ever see. And very little documentation is necessary. And our hats off to you, Rajesh, and Anuj Mehra and the entire team, I would say. It's really a fantastic experience for all of us, because when you work there, because many people think, okay, I have to do a lot of documentation to get this across. It is not necessary at all. What is required is just a annual fee. You need to pay that subscription regularly to the family benefit scheme, and ultimately you will get the benefit at the end of this thing, and you can have at the end of your life, or after about 10 or 15 years, the exit plan is also there. I urge all the members, because this is a very, very important, just like any other insurance thing. And when compared to other insurance companies, insurance premiums, the premium is also less, the benefit is also more. And this is for the ophthalmologist, by the ophthalmologist, and to the ophthalmologist, as Dr. Madhan was rightly saying. And it is important that we all take care of our fellow ophthalmologists as well in this tough time, especially in this COVID era, when the entire family is left in the lurch after your demise. And I really congratulate the All India Ophthalmological Society for this unique scheme, I would say, the family benefit scheme, which has benefited huge number of ophthalmologists, ophthalmologist families as well. And I'm sure this sustained effort and this campaign, I would say this campaign has to be done in all the state societies. And that is the reason why when I was there in the IRSI webinar a couple of weeks back, and also with the Kerala state, the webinar also, I requesting Rajesh Sinha that we should have one for the TNOA, so that it will benefit all the members, not only of the Tamil Nadu Ophthalmological Association, but also as for the other ophthalmologists across the country as well. So as the president of TNOA, I have greatest pleasure in requesting everybody and to join this, motivating everybody to join this and spread the message. This is a very important message. Everybody should know insurance is very, very necessary for all of us. And because something anything can strike us at any point of time. And we are all mortals, and we are not immortal. Something will happen to your life. And many patients come and ask me, and no, I should have had my, when they have a cataract surgery done. No, I didn't have insurance. I should have had an insurance some time back. But I think it's important, because only if you realize when you have a problem, many patients, when they undergo bypass surgery, when they have a heart attack, when they have a bypass surgery, at that time only realize they wouldn't have had an insurance, and nothing happens. They had to pay out of the pocket. It's very important. So don't wait for the inevitable to happen. Okay. Before that, I think insurance, it's an anticipatory thing, and you need to something like an anticipatory bail. You need to take this anticipatory bail even before something strikes you very seriously. And I think it's important that as a larger body, because All India Ophthalmological Society is the biggest ophthalmological association in the world, and we should set an example to all other ophthalmological associations, saying that, okay, we have got the largest number of life members. We also have the largest number of FBS family benefit scheme members also. I think this message should go across to all other countries also, because every ophthalmologist, every other specialty also will benefit. Not only ophthalmology, but even general surgery, medicine, urology, gynecology, whatever it is. Every association, I'm sure, should take it up, and so that it will benefit all the organization, all the doctors in that particular specialty. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Mohan, sir, for your inspirational talk. And I'm sure it's good motivation for all our members, especially of TNOA, because after all, it's a numbers game. So we have got about 4,300 members in AIOS, FBS. More the numbers, more the death benefit. And of course, formation of corpus will also be useful if there are more numbers joining in. So as you said, join early and benefit the family. After all, you don't know when the sudden eventuality may occur. Nobody is immortal. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful words.
Thank you.
And in these COVID times, for an institution or for a scheme to grow, you need youngsters to join the scheme. After all, people who joined in 2005 would have been aged by about 17 to 18 years now. They may be tired, fatigued, and they would require somebody young to carry forward the baton of the scheme. So only then the numbers can increase. And what are the new ideas that have percolated to the scheme? And what are the initiatives taken by FBS in these tough times? May I request our dynamic Secretary FBS, Dr. Rajesh Sinha, to shed some light on that.
Sure, sir. I'll just share a couple of slides to share the new scheme that FBS AIOS has launched. The basic idea is that we have been talking to so many members during this period, and everybody says that, you know, during the COVID time, the financial position has been hit. They have been badly hit in terms of finances. So some initiative should be taken by FBS AIOS. And then we worked it out. We worked it out in the executive committee of FBS AIOS, because we thought that the COVID pandemic had a huge personal and financial impact on all our fellow ophthalmologists. And then after discussing in executive committee, we finalized in managing committee, and after that, we declared this thing that there will be a huge cut down on the admission fee of FBS AIOS. This is a limited time offer because the finances of the society cannot run like that. So we have to do it for a limited time. And it is a 3 months offer, so that during this strained period, people can make use of it. And particularly our younger colleagues can make use of it. And this is both for existing AIOS members as well as for those who are joining now. So what exactly is this scheme? I'll tell you. What we have done is that we have cut down for the existing AIOS members, we have cut down the admission fee by more than 80%. So those who are paying, who are less than 30 years of age, they are paying current admission fee at one-time admission fee at the time of joining, and that is 2,500. We have cut it down by more than 80% to rupees 499 only. So an AIOS member who is, say, 29 years of age, wants to join FBS AIOS, has to pay only 499 rupees, go online, by click of mouse, enter your details, pay only rupees 499, which is something, you can buy, say, any soup or a sort of a very single dish for rupees 499, but you are becoming a member of FBS AIOS, which is such a big scheme. So this is absolutely peanuts, nothing. For those who are 30 to 35, who are paying rupees 4,000 under the young ophthalmologist scheme, they will have to pay only rupees 799. Again, it is nothing. It is a very small amount. For somebody who is 34 years of age, AIOS member, pays 799, becomes member of FBS. 35 to 40, you will have to pay. They were paying 8,000 rupees. You just have to pay 1,599. For 40 to 45, who are paying 30,000 rupees, they have to pay rupees 5,999. And those who are 45 to 49, who are paying 40,000 rupees, will just be paying 7,999, and they can become a member of FBS AIOS and avail the benefit of FBS. So this is what we have done for the existing AIOS members. But those who are planning to become AIOS member, when we talk to them, they say that we are becoming AIOS member. Again, we have to pay admission fee. We can't pay that much. So we just made it a blanket amount. Anybody who is less than 40 years of age, becoming AIOS member, just pay rupees 299 and become FBS AIOS member, and just have to pay later on the yearly fraternity contribution and nothing else. So 299 is something which is nothing. Somebody who is joining AIOS can easily pay rupees 299 and become FBS AIOS member. So that is the new scheme that we have launched, and it is for 3 months. But I hope, so the basic idea is this, that if in these 3 months, we can get huge number of members, that is going to be a win-win for everyone. It is a win-win for the new member who has become a member for such a small amount. And it is a win-win for the existing members, because as the membership will increase, we can reduce the amount that the existing member has to pay. So that is what we are aiming for, and that's what we have to, spread the message, and let's hope that more and more people can take the benefit of this scheme. Thank you.
Rajesh, I just have one question.
Yeah.
As the membership increase, the amount to be paid is also going to be less.
Yeah.
And the amount which you get also is going to be more.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is very
It's a two-way benefit.
Two-way benefit. It is
Yes.
a two-way benefit. Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you, Rajesh.
So thank you, sir. So, as the base, that is the numbers, increases, the sharing, responsibility sharing is also comes down. So you are paying rupees 600 per claim. Even if that is constant, then our death claim will increase. But if you want to keep the death claim constant, we can reduce the AFC also, as the numbers increase. If it's 4,300 becomes 5,000, it'd be a great boon for the next. It's a great achievement for the quarter. So our scheme is always compared with term insurance. Youngsters in the age group of 30 feel that on a click of a button for them also, they can get into a portal, insurance portal, and pay 500 and get 1 crore of insurance. That sort of dream is there in youngsters. But then they don't understand that it's not as easy as AIOS FBS is in terms of joining and in terms of claim presentation. So I would request Dr. Nirmal Frederick, our Vice President TNOA, to enlighten us how FBS differs from other term insurance. Does it fulfill the essential criteria of term insurance that should wean away youngsters from term insurance to FBS AIOS?
Good evening, everyone. Respect President, Chairperson of FBS AIOS, Secretary, all the dignitaries in the virtual podium. Thank you for inviting me. And thank you, Dr. Rajesh and Dr. Mohan Rajan, for organizing this important webinar. So during the COVID time, we saw many unfortunate deaths among our fraternity, and people in the leadership position had a difficult time to reach out to the young family members. So that is one of the very sad occasions when we were invited, or rather we had to reach out to the family members. And many of the family members, if you take, were unprepared and underinsured, rather no insurance to support them. So this was our finding during this COVID time. So I would urge everyone as a senior member to have this term plan first. So why term plan? There are a lot of ways of protecting yourself. One of the best ways now is having an insurance term plan. And many of you are familiar or would have been familiar with the endowment policies, what LIC offers. And the numbers they project also is huge. And also the assurance of LIC or big institutions like the private institutions. So how would this differ? So people ask every year we have to pay. There is no ATC deduction or this ATC advantage. and the money paid is over the years is huge, and there is no returns. So this is the oft-repeated comment we get when we request the youngsters to join. So how does this differ? So you have to understand life insurance from a different perspective. The first thing, it is not a money-back policy like LIC or any other schemes where you pay so much and after so many years, there is some returns in the form of money back. If you calculate in terms of returns, as many of you are calculating the payouts every year to FBS or FSS or any other scheme run by organizations like All India Ophthalmic Society, the returns in money back policy is hardly 4% when you calculate over a period of time. On the other hand, the assurance or the benefit offered by FBS, that is 23 lakhs for the entry level, but Rajesh showed the entry barrier has been reduced, and this works out much better in the long run because your payout is not only the amount for the benefit for your family, but also it's a gesture to your fellow fraternity members. So that is very important. You cannot calculate everything in money returns. So there is human value and fraternity bonding. So the amount you pay is actually a gift. So even if you take a car and go to a nearby family to condole the death, you would spend at least 500-600 rupees. So you have to think this way and share the grief and support the family at that moment. And this could happen to you. Nobody, as President said, nobody is immortal. So all of us are mortal beings. At some time we have to go, and this amount will really help our family. So I think I've answered the two important questions. What do I get in return? And why it is costly in the long run? It is not at all costly. We worked out the difference between the money you pay for various term plans offered by the private and public sector companies and the benefit offered by schemes like FBS. The benefits are humongous. It goes on till the your last moment, because there is a barrier in many of the insurance company. You can't enter after a certain age, and your family may not benefit after you after your sudden demise. So you have to think in terms of not only the returns, but also your fraternal contribution to the society. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Nirmal, for clarifying how our scheme differs from term insurance. After all, as Dr. Thangavelu sir used to say, it's the joy of giving and sharing the risk burden of our fellow ophthalmologists. So,
just have one doubt, Nirmal. Many insurance companies say, suppose you have comorbidities, for example, a patient on dialysis or a patient is already having some cancer or something like that, they don't give insurance.
Yes.
Yes. So I think that is a huge advantage, that's one plus point as far as FBS AIOS is concerned. Okay.
That's right. I always advise the youngsters, anybody, to take first a term plan for at least 1 or 2 crores. And the earlier they join any of this term plan or even the society, the entry cost is very less and there is no barrier. Whereas insurance companies have a lot of barriers. You're beyond 40, you have to undergo a medical examination, ECG, and if there are congenital anomalies or there are comorbidities, as you said. Yeah. During that time, many of the youngsters approached for term insurance, and most of them were rejected during the COVID time because the insurance companies don't want to suffer loss. Whereas our schemes, we want to help the fraternity members, so the entry barrier or these kind of medical examinations are not there, and this quite goes on till even beyond 80 also, because most of the companies don't offer this entry beyond 70 years now.
Nirmal, if I can just add to what you and Mohan have been saying about cancer. You see, up to now, even in our family benefit scheme, we take a self-attestation from the member that is not undergoing any active therapy for cancer. Now, in an earlier webinar with the KSOS, a young lady pointed out that she has
Yes.
been in remission from cancer for almost 15 years now. So she should be allowed. So the important difference in our scheme versus any scheme in India is that we are dynamic and we respond to change. So something which was said at the KSOS already sparked a thing, and we are looking at how we can modify our scheme to say that if somebody is in remission for 5 years, they are treated as no cancer. So we'll shortly come out with something like that. So we keep on changing our schemes always for the benefit of members, which is something unlike the static schemes of LIC and others. They cannot change
They cannot
because
change.
they're hidebound by bureaucracy.
Absolutely.
One thing I would also like to add here is that, sir, normally in any term insurance, you have the person has to go through all these ECG, etc., all those tests. While in FBS, you just have to send a, on a RMP's letterhead, if somebody writes that, okay, I have found him out that he is healthy and doesn't have any terminal illness, etc., that is enough. And for those who are less than 40 years, even that is not needed. And we just need a self-declaration that I am not suffering from all these things. So there's a huge difference as far as the entry into the scheme is concerned.
I think this itself is a reflection of the fact that there is total faith in the fellow ophthalmologist.
True.
Whatever, total trust in whatever
Yes.
they say, and we
Absolutely.
believe them, and we want to benefit them. So
Yeah.
we give the benefit to them. So I think it's really a fantastic scheme, very unique.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So it's the ease of joining and also the ease of claim being given from the office. And because our scheme is not profit oriented, any other LIC or whatever, they are more dictated by the shareholders and the profit. So ours is service oriented, and that we are amenable to change and request from our members. So for the past 15 years, we have dispersed almost 23 crores, I believe, for 130 families who are thankful to the scheme of FBS AIOS. So for disbursing such a huge amount, we require a strong corpus, a strong foundation. So does the finances of FBS support the claim that is better than other insurance, term insurance companies? I would request Dr. Sarath Babu sir to enlighten us. And
Dr. Sarath Babu is traveling, is just joining. Before that, we can take Dr. Maniar's question.
Dr. Maniar, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, the point is, what we wanted to know is that Dr. Maniar has been like a father figure and has seen FBS over the last 15, 16, 17 years. And this scheme is evolving every time, and he has given his inputs throughout. And he is a sort of a visionary, and he knows that, with these things will evolve in this manner. So we would just like to know from him that, where do you see the society heading in the next 5-7 years? And, what is your opinion in terms of, the future of FBS? What do you anticipate, and what do you see?
Yeah, Rajesh. Dr. Madhavan, your question to Sarath Babu was about the finances. I'll just say one line. Yes, we have adequate finances to manage the scheme. Details, Sarath would give you details, but as of now, we have more than adequate funds to make sure that the scheme runs very, very smoothly. And that is because we have cut down all our overheads. There is no frivolous spending at all. Everybody like Rajesh, Kuresh, Rajiv, Sharath, etc., they work on an honorary basis. And while we recognize the philosophy that was propounded by Dr. Sriram Murthy and also by Sambasiva Rao, what's happened is when new people have come in like Sharath, Kuresh, Rajiv, and of course, Rajesh. Our thinking has changed. We've evolved so much that even in the last 7 years that I have seen it, just in these 7 years, I've been with it from 2004 with the constitution onwards. But even in these 7 years, we've seen leaps and bounds in terms of we've freed ourselves here. Once you free the mind, once you open the mind, then absolutely there are no limits. We have now learned to recognize our failures. And one of the greatest failures that FBS has is that it has not been able to inform people in time about the scheme. The resident doctor or the young ophthalmologist who wants to join FBS, when we ask him to join FBS, he says, "What is FBS? I have no idea." The young ophthalmologist who has already joined AIOS, he also says, "I have no idea." So it's been our singular failure that we have not been able to vocalize, popularize, or spread this message. As Nirmal and Mohan have said so succinctly, spread the message. We can't have a better Vakta than Mohan and Nirmal there in Chennai. And thank you, both of you, for taking this initiative to spread the message. I could go on and on, but the point is that if every resident is made aware that there is a scheme for you by the AIOS, and here we are instituting an award for the best residents paper. Sharath, good evening. Thank you. You're coming in after me.
Good evening, Sharath.
Mohan Rajan, hi.
Hi.
If there is something like an award coming in from FBS, then there is a recognition. A brand recognition is what we look for. Once that is achieved, then explaining the brand becomes much more simple. The modalities of how you want to award a junior resident, a senior resident, etc., state-wise, zone-wise, all India-wise, all those can be worked out. But what I am looking at is that over the next 2 years, at least by Bombay conference, we have to increase our membership by at least 1,000 members. That is the challenge we had posed to Rajesh, and he is accepted that challenge, and that's why we are all here in every state. So Rajesh, Sharath, thank you for taking this to the next level. The next thing is the next set of leaders. One is to get more membership by awareness and brand recognition. And the second is that we have to pick Gen Next leaders. Mohan very clearly said we are mortal. We recognize that. Quresh and I are on the wrong side, 65, 70. I'm 70. Quresh is not yet there, but reaching there. Gen Next leaders have to be there other than Rajesh, other than Sharath. And I look to the South to give us all that kind of leadership. We've got Mohan, Nirmal, so many others. Sukumar is in my age group, but we have so much more vibrant talent in the South who can come forth, become part of our managing our think tank. You need not even have an official position. You just become part of the think tank. And as Quresh put it, we are vibrant, we are dynamic, and we are open to suggestions, basically to aim that the member gets the maximum out of this scheme. That's what I see in the next year or so coming in. Quresh, comments?
Yeah.
No, you echoed my sentiments, Ranjit. So we'll just go on with Sharath now.
Yeah, Sharath, the question, Dr. Madhavan, would you like to?
So thank you, sir. Thank you. And the key words are awareness, motivation, and encouragement.
Leadership.
And leadership. So thank you, sir. So I would request Dr. Sharath Babu sir to enlighten us about the resources and the finances that forms the bulwark of any scheme how it compares with other term insurance and other insurance companies. Because we are self-sufficient, because we give only what we receive. So there cannot be any resource crunch, because after all, we are dispersing what we have received. So, and other expenses will be taken care of by interest from deposits. So, and we are doing honorary work. So the resource crunch will not be there, but just for the sake of impressing upon new entrants that how dynamic our scheme is, I would request our treasurer, sir, to enlighten us.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Madhav. Now, here, this scheme is, as you already know, we started the family benefit scheme for the benefit of the members of the All India Ophthalmic Society. Now, how does this work? Now, you should understand we are all are a group of members joined together under the concept called as mutuality concept. Because of this mutuality concept, what happens is whatever the money we are collecting from the members goes to a deceased family. So that is how it is been organized. Now, how does this work? How does this association work is the question. Now, what is happening is we are collecting money, we are depositing the money, what we are collecting from each member. As the caution deposit, as the deposit we are taking according to the age, we are collecting money. So this money goes to the pool. So this pool keeps on increasing, and it started in almost 17 years back, and 2004 it gradually is increasing. Now what is happening is whenever there is a death in the one of the member dies, so every member in this group contributes some money. But this money totally goes to the deceased family. So there is no, like when you compare to any insurance company, what happens is they take a part of this for the maintenance of the association, for the company. You say LIC or whatever it is, they take a part of it, and only some part of it goes to the deceased family. But here it is not like that. Whatever we are collecting, it goes directly to the family. Now, when you compare to the other insurance companies, see, when you compare the last 2 years and before that, what the insurance companies were doing is, according to the age, the insurance, whatever you are doing, insurance, say for example, we are making it for 23 lakhs, we are giving it right now, but that is going to increase shortly. After a while, after our executive committee meeting, that will increase now. So for this 23 lakhs, when you compare with any other insurance company, 2 years back, they are collecting some money, which is almost equal to the family benefit scheme, what we are collecting. But because of this COVID, what they have done is almost they have doubled it. And as the age increases, say up to 40 years, 45 years, that it keeps on increasing, multiplies in numbers for the insurance companies. But here it is not like that. And this is a dynamic scheme. So whatever the executive committee thinks which is good for the family members in this group, this is goes to the general body, and the general body accepts it, and it is immediately it's been accepted. And all the managing committee members or the executive committee, none of them are paid here. So they're all voluntarily, they came forward, and that they are giving their time, and they are spending a lot of monies also in this. And then even though all of them are very busy in their profession, they are spending their time for the benefit of this association. And why we wanted this to increase, the numbers increase is, we are planning something differently when compared to the insurance companies also. The scheme dynamically, it works in such a way, if it is we make it some 6,000 to 7,000 members. So we can take so many programs, so many schemes we can bring out in such a way, this 23 lakhs may suddenly go to 38 lakhs or 40 lakhs with the same contribution of each member death. We are collecting 600 now. If not like that, you can decrease the amount also. So many dynamically we can keep on changing for the family benefit, and this is going to change the face of the family benefit scheme. And we need youngsters. Why we need youngsters is, and the question from the youngsters is, what the youngsters are asking is, say we are too young to join the scheme, why should we join? So the answer is here, it is not just they are going to die after 60, 65. When you see the youngsters, Even the accidental coverage also is covered here. And then no questions asked. Only self-declaration is asked from the members. It's not like that for the LIC. They keep on asking the blood investigation. They ask the ECG and what all not. Everything. Just the self-declaration below 40 years, we ask one, and then they declare, they sign it, and then we take it as a member. And you see the lot of things in the last few years also. It is the COVID. The second, the highest is the accidents. Accidental coverage is there for up to 20 lakhs for the youngsters, and immediately below 40 years now the scheme is, we made a special scheme for the UC members. They pay only half of that, but the 20 lakhs coverage is there. Once they touch 40 years, they can pay, they go to 600, and the amount increases to 23, and now in the future it might go to 25, 28, something like that. So it is a very dynamic scheme organized by the members of the our society, which are, all of them are working for the benefit of the members. And so many schemes we are planning, and that scheme, what we are thinking is just pay 25 years and then need not pay, something like that. Now there is a question for some of the rich, I'm telling you again, underline it, rich members. Why do we need this money? We don't need money. Why do I need insurance? I never paid for anybody, but surprisingly, recently we some 3 or 4 young doctors who are very rich, they joined this. So I asked them, why are you joining them? The answer they gave me is, see, I am joining here. Tomorrow this money is coming to my family after my death. I am asking them to give this to a blind school, which is being organized by some doctor in Hyderabad. So this is something really good happening to the society. So you need not take that money to your family. If you are very rich, you can donate it to somebody. And this is also a very good thing we are doing as a family. And this money, whatever is coming at you, because of the mutuality concept, there is no income tax attracted. So it is also a benefit for the members. So there are so many benefits, and we just wanted all the youngsters to know about it. And then once they understand this, and they know that this is a better scheme than any other insurance, definitely they will join this. So these webinars are organized by Rajesh and Kuresh sir. So all these things are that just to make the youngster to understand that we have a very good scheme in our All India Ophthalmic Society. Thank you very much.
And
Thank you, Sharat.
so just to add to what Dr. Sharath has said, actually, I would just like to share this thing, that regarding the claim settlement, the best of companies which are there in the business, the claim settlement rate is 51%, but with FBS it is 100%. So that is another huge difference.
Rajesh, also to bring out the point that the disbursement of a death benefit or a mortality benefit is virtually instantaneous.
Yeah.
We don't wait for all the 600 or 300 rupee corpus to come in and then settle the claim. No, we pay from our corpus first. Virtually within 7 days, the treasurer's office clears the payment. So we can wait. We are giving everybody about 2 or 3 months of time, or about 1 month of time to bring in your contributions. But our payout to the nominees is virtually instantaneous.
Absolutely.
That is something that is unique to FBS. No other scheme has this kind of thing here. And even for that, we have adequate money.
So one more thing to add in as far as uniqueness is concerned. Which treasurer of a scheme finds out that somebody has died in his locality, finds out that that person is not aware of FBS AIOS, makes them aware that your husband was a beneficiary, was a member. Here, please give us these documents. Let me take it. Let me give it to FBS. I'll come back to you with the NEFT. So it's proactive. When we find out that somebody has died, we don't wait for them to come in with all the paperwork. We guide them. We help them. We handhold them through it so that the paperwork comes through fast, and we are in a hurry to give them their funds. The LIC will wait and will be very happy if you don't send in all the documents, and they're never going to send you the money.
Absolutely.
Why should they? Here we want to give the money. We feel sad if somebody is not aware that which has happened in the past. We have made families aware that your husband or your spouse was a member. So please, this is how you can make this. Some people had beneficiaries abroad. We told them how they could open an account in India so we could send the money to them. We handle them through this process. So we push so that our members families can benefit.
Madhavan, I have one question for you. You have been part of this social security scheme, and you're also part of FBS AIOS. So with lesser number of members actually in FBS AIOS, because it includes only the ophthalmologists, so the number is not as huge as in IMA when other specialty members are also there. The amount that FBS AIOS is paying to the family is much more than what any IMA scheme is paying. So I just would like to have your opinion, your experience, as you are also a part of FBS AIOS and you have been very active in social security scheme as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So indeed, I was past secretary of the Family Security Scheme in IMA Tamil Nadu State Branch. So in that, we have two schemes. Because the membership is huge, so membership is around 9,300 in FSS. But still, we are able to give only 18 lakhs as the death compensation. There too, the scheme runs on the same principle of receiving and giving. We don't withhold anything as a corpus in our scheme also, in FSS also. And this too is a principle runs on the principle of mutuality, and so it is not taxed in the hands of the recipient. So in another scheme, in the National Savings Scheme of IMA again, what it is done is it's a 70-30 ratio. So membership is around 15,000, but still they are able to give only 12 lakhs as compensation because they retain 30% as corpus and disperse only 70%. Each has different advantages. This scheme has an advantage in the sense, if done with actuaries' support and knowledge and information, then we can, as Dr. Mania said, or Dr. Sarat Babu sir had said, we can limit the time of payment, say for 25 years since after joining. This corpus could help us pay back for those members who can exit without payment after 25 years of AFC. But having said that, ours is just 4,300 members, but we are paying 23 lakhs, which compares very in a very dynamic way compared to any other, even family security schemes of IMA or national IMA. And so if membership develops further, if it comes to 5,500, we may even have the benefit of increased claim and decreased of AFC. So I think it should be an all-time favorite among all members, FBS AIOS.
Thank you, sir. So we have been discussing so far about the benefits of FBS AIOS, but there are certain challenges also. And let's have opinion of Dr. Sukumar, that what challenges he's facing in South Zone. He's the South Zone representative of FBS AIOS. What challenges he's facing. If he can let us know, maybe we can refine our working and we can, benefit by that. Sukumar, sir.
Yes, please. President, Chairman, President, and others, good evening. See, actually, when the FBS was started, even in Tamil Nadu scheme, everything, I will be the third member. First will be secretary at the chairman, third will be mine. My aim is to help others. That was my aim. That is, when we give money, others will be benefited. I didn't join for my family. That is one thing we have to understand. But now the trend has changed. They are asking, what is the benefit from? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now all are asking, what is the benefit for me? What is the benefit for me? The scene, the mentality has changed now. 15 years back, 20 years back, the mentality was not like that. Even today, we were talking about Tamil Nadu scheme. The mentality of people has changed. The youngsters are not at all interested in this. There's everybody were telling, oh, they're selling insurance means we are getting a lot. We're not giving that. But the mentality of helping others must be there in the mind. For that only we are talking with everybody, but still we are only young. Why should we hurry up? Like that they say. How to change the mind? The mentality of the people itself have come like that. Selfishness and other things. Nobody, even for any association, they are not coming. That is one of the reasons.
See, I think that is the main barrier, Rajesh.
Yeah.
The barrier among the youngsters is because insurance is something which is abstract. It is not right. The benefit is not there right in front of you. That's a problem. Because it's going to be there 20 years, 30 years later. So a guy who is about 25, 30 years old, he should always, I think that is one of the major barriers why we are not able to get the members into because we have got only 5,000 odd, which is about approximately 1/4 of the total number of members of the All India Ophthalmological Society, which is, I think, it's not a very good figure, I would say. We should aim for at least 60 to 70%.
True, sir. True. Absolutely.
Even last time, Rajesh, we introduced from 60 to 60, also we encouraged, but only not that much people joined. Even the youngsters, the elders, they also didn't join. You remember, only few people joined.
And to add to this, we have the exit scheme also, sir. This is something very important you should understand. And Rajesh, I think you can elaborate that probably afterwards.
Definitely we'll do that. We're just talking about the challenges, and another area of challenge is females. In AIOS, we have about 40% of members who are 40 to 42% of members who are females. But in FBS, we have just about 18 to 20% of members who are females. So would like to know from Dr. Sujata that why this is like that, and how we can, women leaders like you, how can you change the mindset and, make females also, like females are now leaders in every part, and in every aspect they are at par, if not better than males in every field. So why not they should lead as far as the membership number is concerned in FBS AIOS?
Yes, sir. I'll tell you from my point of view, at least, we are not very strong financially. We may be able to run an organization, but, putting money in the stock market or investing, and not everybody is very good at it, nor are they very interested in it. So unless there is a spouse who's encouraging them to do it, it seldom happens. So that is maybe one of the reasons. The second reason I would say is absolute lack of knowledge. Absolute lack of knowledge. Before, I remember Sambasura used to go around saying FBS, FBS. I used to think, what is this guy, talking about? It was just over my head. Then over a period of time, I started understanding the benefits. And I think we should have more. My personal thing is you should actually go to colleges or like big institutes and have just one person instead of 5 people going. One person from FBS can go and give lectures. So on a particular day, if you are able to meet 20, 30 doctors in small institutes, you can definitely encourage more people to join. Because see, these small things which you are talking about, like that very small amount, your newer policies, all these things are not, nobody is going to access it out of their, see, if I want to read something about cornea, I'm going to access it. I'm not going to access FBS. So you have to go there and make sure they know about it. And particularly for females, unless you tell them repeatedly, you can always approach the Women Ophthalmologist Forum also. So because they are having a lot of meetings, so probably you can have, FBS can have a small portion. Every meeting of women ophthalmologists, you can have an FBS talk. So this has to go on a continuous fashion for the next 2 years for you to increase the numbers. Otherwise, I'm going to hear about it today, and then I'm not going to do anything about it. So that's how it is. So unless you keep on hearing about it, then there is no impetus for us to join the FBS. it's an excellent, I know about it now, but it's a really wonderful way of ensuring or this thing. And with very little money when compared to the rest of the insurance companies. And the other most important thing, like everybody was saying, no, the moment that the money has to come out, no questions asked, it comes. And not many tests have to be done to prove that you are fit to have this insurance. In fact, everybody is encouraged to insure themselves. So all these points have to be highlighted. I think maybe having a person who can give this sort of PowerPoint presentations in small hospitals, big hospitals, like for example, you take one of these bigger hospitals, there'll be like 1,000 ophthalmologists. So you go and talk to them, at least immediately 100 will join. So it's like that. I think it's just the education. You need to educate us, and particularly females, because we are not interested in this sort of thing. We are more, nowadays we are more interested in academics and other things, but not really interested in the finance part of it. So if you want to do that, then it has to be a lot of proactive thing coming from FBS.
We are actually trying by, spreading the message by doing online programs and all these webinars. So let's hope that with
Can
time.
I add something, Rajesh?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
See, the general mentality of the Indian community is that the mantle of a family is on the male. Okay, the mantle. Okay, the male member takes all the responsibility of running the family, and that is the reason why all the investments are done by the male member. Whether he be an ophthalmologist or some other businessman or whatever it is. Even if the female is an ophthalmologist, the male is the business guy is the one who invests the money and does everything, does the insurance, everything. The general mentality, I'm telling you. So this mentality has to be completely turned 360 degree, because now I am very little shocked actually, because 40 to 50% of the ophthalmologists, because all my postgraduates are females. For the past, not only this year, but every year for the past 4 or 5 years, almost 90% of my postgraduates and my consultants are females. Okay, in that case, more and more females are there, and it's going to increase in number only. I think the females, all the women ophthalmologists should come forward and take it as a responsibility, as their own responsibility to do it. So it has to be inherent from them, from within it has to come. Otherwise, what they do is they'll pass on the buck to the male member, or their spouse who's there, and who's probably an ophthalmologist or some other business or some other profession for that matter, and they will take the responsibility. So that is the normal mentality. Of course, there are exceptions to the rule. I'm sorry if I'm wrong on this, but this is actually this is the reality.
No, Rajan, you are correct.
Yes.
Exactly. And nowadays, people know most of the girls are salaried. They are not having prayer practice. They are working some institutions. Institutions have come up in ophthalmology. Only in ophthalmology, institutions have come up in such a big manner.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to spend. They earn monthly income. They don't want to spend it that much. That's one of the main reasons.
So we have to, as Dr. Sujata has told, we have to keep working, and let's hope that things will change. Another area of challenge. Dr. Thangavelu sir is here. He's the state representative, and unfortunately, Ram, whom we had invited as a young ophthalmologist join FBS, she is not well and she cannot join. So we would like to have Dr. Thangvelu's opinion. He is the state representative. Challenges he's facing, because he is a very active member of TNOA, of AIOS, of FBS, and what challenges he's facing over there as the membership in terms of making more members.
Thank you. Thank Dr. Quresh, Dr. Rajesh, Mohan Rajan, Madhavan for this opportunity. Thank you very much. Very nicely elaborated the financial status of our association and all the plus points and where we concentrate on. So today we had a small meeting of the CSOS meeting for the TNOA conference. So I was just telling them how to go about it. I want more members to join. the idea, most probably, most of us are lazy. Not that the scheme is not good, or they all appreciated the scheme, everything, but they want somebody to log in, or somebody to help them out to fill up that form and do it. As Dr. Sujata said, going into the institution and talking. You don't have to talk much. What I've learned today is not much. You just have to help them to log in or sit by the side, collect the check, and fill up the documents and come out. So that is what, they're all willing. Most of them are willing. This is what I said. I think I'll try this out. I'll try and do this in Coimbatore. And if it is successful, we can have people going directly to people who are less than 49 years, tell them that this 3 months we'll be able to do something. And I think we'll be able to succeed. That's one thing. Second thing is regarding the lady of ophthalmologist, young ophthalmologist. As Sukumar and Mohan said, they are dependent on their spouse. So that is one of the reasons maybe they're not able to take decisions, and they're working in the institutions. And many of the institutions, if they can be brand ambassadors, like Mohan is an FBS member, Sujata is also an FBS member. If they can come forward and tell their the people there, women ophthalmologists, some way they can put them into this. So this is a scheme. You don't have to sell too much. And everybody knows it. Everybody, you talk to any of the ophthalmologists, they know that this is a very good scheme. Everybody is aware. But the only thing is, somewhere they're stuck, not entering. Somewhere they're stuck.
I'll tell you one thing, sir. Both my daughters are AOS members.
Yeah, I know that.
FBS members. Even in our own family, because that initiative is not there. We have to tell them. So it has not reached to the grassroots level. So only the top people are still talking about it. So it has to be ingrained. I think every conference you should have in FBS. Maybe you can put a slide at the end of the conference. Every talk. Then I think somehow or other you can increase the numbers.
And I was telling Dr. Rajesh, last meeting, that everybody who goes onto the podium, if he is an FBS member, he can say proudly, I am a member of the FBS AIOS, FBS. So that Mohan Rajan says, definitely. Sujata says, definitely. I think many people will, I come down, and as soon as they come down, they will ask, what is this? What is this? And as Madhavan was saying, I always keep telling, it's a joy of giving. So when Sukumar and myself, all of us, nearly the first few people who joined the scheme, both IMA and all the schemes, whatever it is a joy of giving. It's a gesture, and Nirmal was also telling us, it's a gesture. It is not that you're going to get this in return. We must never calculate too many calculations. I don't think it works. So we must tell the mentality of our youngsters to change and tell them that you're donating a small amount, very small amount. Rajesh was mentioning, it's less than 500 rupees. You spend some, you go out somewhere. I don't know if you can buy anything for 500 rupees nowadays. So these small things I can do. From my side, I think we must have brand ambassadors who can do this and tell proudly that I am a member of FBS. And then the third thing is what I'm going to try out in this week or 10 days is try to go talk to them personally, tell them, yes, I will log in, I will do this, I will fill up the form for you, you give me the check and collect it from them. They're all willing. I spoke to 3 people today and 3 of them are willing. Surprising. 3 said, yes, why don't you come, Tangvelu? My secretary will do this. No, you come, you collect it, you send somebody, ask them to sit down, collect the check and go. So I think this is a nice way of doing it. Everything has been elaborated very nicely. And everybody must know, we were all young once and we are all old now. So the youngsters must also know that they are young now and they need, everybody will definitely, and we are not immortal. We're all mortals. And then, so we must make them understand that definitely they're all going to get aged. They're not going to sit young always. And finally, the joy of sharing, I always keep telling, it's the joy of sharing. So thank you. Thank you.
Sir, we don't even need to collect a check these days. In fact, Rajesh and Sharath have made the payment easy. The gateway is online,
lazy,
absolutely online.
They're lazy, sir. That is why I said you go and sit down and collect it.
Rajesh.
You ask them to log in.
One more point I would like to add.
Anuradha Sridhar Rao. She has
we will just go to that only, sir.
Yeah.
Nirmal,
I think
BSR
I just want to. Yeah.
Yeah, madam, have you joined in, ma'am?
Yes, Rajan. Yes, Dr. Rajan. Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Anuradha, Ms. Anuradha Sridhar Rao is wife of late Dr. Sridhar Rao, the famous glaucomatologist of India, my teacher, my guru from Shankar Netralaya, and he passed away last year because of some problem. Immediately, I contacted Rajesh Sinha's office, and Anuj Mehra was very, very helpful, as I told you. And I think we should get the first-hand information from Mrs. Anuradha Sridhar Rao herself. Madam, all yours, ma'am.
Good evening to one and all. As Dr. Rajan said, suddenly my husband passed away due to his kidney transplant. He had some problems. As a beneficiary of this FBS scheme initiated by AIOS, I would like to say a few words. In fact, when it was initiated, I think it was in Delhi conference long ago. I don't remember the year.
2015.
Happy about it. Was such a scheme being introduced because it's absolutely essential for the family, I feel. Because now I have benefited from it, and I strongly recommend everyone to join the scheme. It's the amount of the installment which we used to pay is very, very small compared to the benefit which I received after his demise. The services by FBS also is very prompt. The office bearers do a very good job, especially they keep the records of our payments, and the receipts are given promptly and very efficient, and periodical updates are given about the collections and the whatever the amount is there and all that. And I feel any insurance scheme we take from the market is highly tricky, actually.
Absolutely.
We have so many fine prints there. And when we go to claim it, most of us are disappointed with so many, they throw so many surprises at that time, So keeping that in mind, I feel FBS is absolutely no fine prints, straightforward, settlement is prompt, and the office bearers are doing real good job. So I strongly recommend everybody, especially the young doctors, not to neglect the scheme. It's a real great gift to the family, I feel. And if you need me as an ambassador, as all of you were talking about it, for some reason,
Sure,
you want to visit some of the doctors, I would be happy to do that for you. Anyway,
Wonderful. Wonderful, man.
Wonderful. Hit the nail on the head, madam.
Yes.
What a lovely golden message you are given.
Mohan,
So
thank you for bringing her.
So I'll be really happy to do it for you
Yeah,
in
do it,
case
do it.
you need it.
We need people like you, madam.
Anything, a signature
Thank you.
campaign or something like that. And so thank you so much, Dr. Rajan, for giving me this opportunity. And thanks for all the help you extend to our family. Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure, madam. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, man.
Always a pleasure to see you. And we really miss Dr. BSR.
I know, I
He's
know.
one of the most humble ophthalmologists you can ever see. And we are all here because of him, madam. And
Thank you
we
so
miss
much.
him every minute.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I would also like to share a few of the other feedbacks that we keep receiving. And
Nirmal wanted to say something.
Sir?
Nirmal wanted to say something.
Yeah, just in continuation with that, I just wanted to show you a few feedbacks. We keep getting feedbacks. Right now, people are really happy about, as far as the working of FBS is concerned. And we just, as forward, we also spoke, a couple of beneficiaries.
Hi, I am Kalpana Chaudhary, wife of Dr. S.S. Chaudhary, FBS number 757. My husband passed away on 5th May 2021. As a nominee, I have received a sum of rupees 23 lakh from FBS family. I really thank and appreciate Honorable Secretary Dr. Rajesh Sinha and the entire FBS AIOS team for their support. I am grateful and thanks you all. Thanks.
So there are a few of more such video clips that we have, and people really have appreciated the hard work done by the FBS AIOS. So the idea is that more and more people should benefit by this wonderful scheme. And this term insurance, what Dr. Sharad Babu was mentioning, that it has an exit scheme. So I will request Dr. Maskati sir to tell us about the exit scheme that we have in this. I'll just show come to the slide.
So as Rajesh is showing you in the slide.
Rajesh Sinha.
Oh, sorry.
Slideshow you put.
Something wrong.
Yeah.
Honorary General Secretary, FBS AIOS.
There's something wrong. I'll just keep it like this.
Okay, doesn't matter. So basically, up to now, we had no exit schemes. Then, as I told you about the dynamism of this, some people said that we are not earning now. We have got some long drawn out disease. We have got some
slideshow, Kuresh, Rajesh.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. There's some. It goes to the same slide again.
Yes.
It goes to that slide. I'm really okay. Let me.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So basically, up to now, for a long time, we had no such thing as an exit scheme. You exited only when you died and your family got the benefit. That was the whole purpose. And we were, as Dr. Maniar said, we were quite close-minded, saying that we were the best and there could be no changes. But when the general body came out with this, that there are genuine concerns, there are people who got cancer, there are people who are not practicing, they're paralyzed, and they need the money now for themselves. So we came out then with two schemes. One of them we've implemented already, that's the short-term exit scheme. The second one, which we will implement when 20 years are over from the time that people have joined. So since 2004, we started this. 2024 is the time that the first person will be able to avail of the long-term exit scheme. So just now I'll concentrate on the short-term exit scheme. And this is if you're more than 65 years of age as on 1st January of that year. And if you have been at least a member for 12 years, then if you so choose, if you have a genuine medical problem, you can opt out of the scheme, and the AIOS, FBS AIOS will give you 4 lakhs of rupees. And to get that 4 lakhs, we are about 4,000 members. So each of us will contribute an additional 100 rupees as for the exit scheme, so that that person can leave the scheme. That 4 lakhs will be of use to them for their medical problems that they have. Please understand that this is not like a mutual fund or something like that. This is not to earn money, but this is to help a member in distress. And even that 4 lakhs is, though it's much less than the 23 lakhs, it's much more than what that member has put into the scheme from its inception. So in any case, it's a win situation. Most important, they're getting money when they need it. The long-term exit scheme is fairly similar to this, except that the amount given will be 7.5 lakhs. And of course, members will contribute at that time about 200 rupees per member who is exiting from this scheme. Again, the other data will be approximately the same, the minimum age, and we will cap it at 12 members and so on. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And we
Rajesh, can I ask one question, Rajesh?
Yeah, please.
Suresh, I'm glad that you mentioned that. Is it possible to have something like, for example, at the end of 10 years, you take certain amount out, like what LIC does. At the end of 15 years, you take another amount. Then 20 years, you take another amount.
No, because the basics, Mohan, the basic structure is to help the family. As you know, the name suggests the first word in the scheme is family benefit scheme. So it's not to help the member, it's to help the family. And people join in knowing that their family is going to be helped after their demise. We modified it so that if there is a dire medical need, yes, we will give you some amount and allow you to exit. But we don't want members to exit. That's why we're capping it at 12. We want to increase our membership because the more the members that come in, is beneficial to all. Our mortality benefit will increase and our payment per death, the FC or the family contribution will come down. So that is the purpose, not so that multiple members can leave at 10 years, 20 years. However, as Sharad says, we are coming out with a scheme shortly once our members increase, that after 25 years, perhaps you don't have to pay any more fraternal contributions. That will come. We are in constant touch with actuaries more to see how we can fine-tune the scheme to help our members.
The reason I asked that question, Quresh, is that because after the 70 years, many ophthalmologists are not practicing.
Yes.
Okay. Especially after this COVID era, they don't want to practice for many reasons. You know that.
Yes.
Because of the fear of getting COVID and all that.
Yes.
So, and also they have a sick practice. And even if they practice, the benefit is not so much. So
we will be giving them a benefit. We after 25 years, if they don't want to practice, and if they want, either A, they can exit, or B, they can stop paying the premium, and the benefit to their members, to the family, will still go on. So these are ways in which we are trying to help them. As the numbers increase, we'll be able to make it more attractive.
No, you are giving one. No, 70 years. Suppose one person wants to exit.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He gets 4 lakhs.
At the moment.
But what I'm trying to say is, he is going to be there for another maybe 5 or 10 years or whatever it is.
Yes.
So 70 years he gets one X amount. Then 75 years he gets another Y. Then 80 years at the time of death or before that, if he wants to avail this thing, if he gets another amount. Is it possible? I'm asking.
Mohan, everything is possible. What we'll do is we'll run it through the actuary. Or just now the actuary has said, please don't announce. In fact, the actuary is a little upset with the scheme that we have announced just now with 80% reduction, because he says you need to get the numbers first. So you must cross 5,000, then come back to me. So we are looking at that as our immediate objective, and then we will put this. As I said, it's dynamic. There's no saying no to anything like this. It's possible.
Mohan, what you are saying is we are going to add an endowment plan to the term plan.
Yes.
Actually, it's getting one more new product in the pipeline. And as Quresh said, yes, it's possible, but it's a numbers game and it's an actuaries game.
Yeah.
More number, less actuary, but number.
More the merrier.
Yeah. So we all have been discussing about how FBS AIOS is good for all the members, and we all are office bearers. Some are office bearers of FBS AIOS, some are TNOA members. We have Dr. Shanmugam with us, who is not an FBS AIOS office bearer. He is not a TNOA office bearer. We would like to have his opinion. Member and an opinion leader. And
thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for calling me. Can you hear me? Just put up your hand if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, I am just like a common man in R.K. Lakshman's cartoon now, because all of our elite group here, I don't know where you found me from. I live in the south end of Tamil Nadu. I'm hiding there. I don't know how you found me.
I had called you, sir, once, and you had told that, you have some ideas and you can discuss with us. So then only I had thought that we would like to have you in our webinar. So we would like to have your opinion, how we can improve further.
If you need a quick catch, Rajesh, Vijay was hiding for a long time.
Sir, how are you? You need to eat more, sir. You're getting thinner and thinner day by day. The last time.
Thanks, Vijay.
Anyway, sir, from the common man's perspective, you've been talking about the benefits of the scheme, and you've been underestimating our residents and our younger population. No, nobody wants these kind of rebates, and they only need information. They need only communication. and they need only pushes. You need to push them because they are not bothered about the money aspect of it. Every resident is drawing 50,000 rupees minimum now. So another matter of 2,000 or 3,000 per year is nothing for them. Only thing they have idol worship, they have their mentors there. Their mentors should push. How are you going to catch those mentors? You have caught me now. I assure you, within this fortnight, I will give you 50 members.
Beautiful.
I will give you 50 members within this fortnight. Catch hold of all the district people. There are a lot of ophthalmologists like me who are working there. We are doing all sorts of things. The only thing is we don't want to come into the limelight and we don't have access to this. My resident, when I called her up in the morning and the evening, I asked her, are you a member? She said, no. What is this? Yes, she doesn't know. She's a third-year final student. I think instead of giving a benefit for FBS AIOS scheme, I think you should give a benefit for the membership into AIOS. And once you make a member of AIOS, you can put them into FBS AIOS. For that, this 400 or 300 is not going to matter for them, sir. Believe me, everybody can afford. Only thing is they need that emotional component which we were not talking about. Everybody is talking about money aspect. No, money doesn't matter. It's just emotional. They listen to their teachers. There are two things. One,
go to individually to institutes. Like we are not able to access a lot of people, sir. You have to access them individually, and it has to be.
No, madam. There is a lot of divide between corporate ophthalmology and non-corporate ophthalmology and independent practice and government service. There is 50%, 50% we do have. There are a lot of corporate ophthalmologists. There are called not a lot of government ophthalmologists do not come into the limelight at all. They like to be in the stands of TNOA other than on the podium of the TNOA. I don't know. There are a lot of people like that. Their mindset is like that. We can't change the mindset. But each one has an independent student who follows whatever they say. They're resident. Even we call them residents, but my PGs who have become associate professors call me today even for Teachers' Day. If I tell them, they blindly follow. So you should attack people like me. How? Go through district societies. Tamil Nadu, I'm so surprised because 900 delegates we have for TNOA and only 4,000 for all India level. So district societies, hit the district society, people like me in the districts. You call us up once in a while, we'll give you the list of ophthalmologists. Don't ask ophthalmologists to call. Ask your office people to contact each and every PG or each and every resident or each and every ophthalmologist. Ask some, sir, during death, during grief, we go there and ask the patient for cornea. Last year, I lost my PG because of to an accident. That time, all PGs were standing together in the van. One word, if I would have told them join FBS, whole watch would have come together. I didn't know. Only if you would have communicated to me, would I, because I personally benefited, I joined 15 years back. I just go to State Bank of India every now and then, check if there is one click of a button, I'm okay. Money doesn't matter. Only money matters when he's 20 or 30 years old. For him, why don't you freak brackets? If you die within 40, you get so much. If you die within 50, you get so much. If you die within 60, you get so much. Maybe that will appeal to him. Because if I'm going to die at 60, I will get more. If I'm going to die at 40, I'm going to get this more. But money doesn't matter. The amount we put in. I think you have to drive AIOS membership. AIOS membership should be attached to FBS membership. Public general body meeting, you have to force this and contact district health societies. Every district health society has the list of ophthalmologists, including residents who are operating in their district with phone numbers and email IDs. I don't think everybody looks into their emails, sir. I don't look. Even if I see your name, I don't look, sir. I am telling you truthfully. I don't look. Only if it is interesting to me, I will look. So I think you should write personally. If I want things done, I am driving for a operation theatre in my hospital now in GH. I don't want the public works department to be involved because everything is corruption. So I got a non-objection certificate saying that I am going to upgrade it with the money which I pulled in from all ophthalmologists who have already studied previously there. I am not an, there, but I begged for money. Everybody is giving me some money. So now I am building out my own without PWD's help because PWD swindles. So like that, money is never a matter at all. You try to force or get a district blindness control or district ophthalmologist. Here we are sitting as expert panels, except me. I'm the only beggar here. Everybody is all India level known, but I don't see one district member here. You're running a district, you're running a panel here, but there are 30 district charters in Tamil Nadu. Only I'm sitting here. I don't see any other body over here. Unless you motivate the district bodies, how do you think the scheme will work? How are you going to reach them? Write to them individually, communicate to them individually. I will give you the list of people who are living in and around Madurai. I will give you the list of ophthalmologists. Try to contact the district health society. They will give you the list of ophthalmologists. Try to contact the state health societies. They will give you the list of ophthalmologists. Write to them. Write saying, Doctor so-and-so, why haven't you joined this? Ask your teacher about this scheme. If you are not interested, call me. Just write. Ask a non-ophthalmologist, appoint 2 clerks. Ask them to call. Ask them to market. Marketing with money will not work. Marketing with emotion only will work. Ask your teacher, ask your mentor. You are not going to die. You are not going to help. Only thing is, even if you are going to help others, he is not bothered. You are going to help only your family. It is an emotion which is involved, and we'll catch them during that emotion. And these are young people who are young bloods here. You have to tap into their emotions. You have to tap into them. You have to export them. If you have not called me yesterday, none of the 40 PGs who are sitting there will be here. My 40 PGs are sitting inside. Oh, not for you, it's for me. Because tomorrow I'll go and blast them if they don't come. So you call me or 6 people like me at the district level, and Mohan Rajan sirs will know his name. Every ophthalmologist in Tamil Nadu knows. He calls up any district health society people, everybody will respond, at least for him, because we have to face him tomorrow. So mentorship, either take the stick with you or emotion. If you are a teacher, I take the stick most, or emotion. I'll tell you, you have to join AIOS, not for improving your academic knowledge, for publishing. So join AIOS. Everybody should join AIOS. If you don't have the money, I will give you the money, you give me later. Or put installment schemes, increase the amount, put installments. Everybody should join AIOS. FBS should be attached to AIOS. Compulsorily give the, like if you fail in FRCS, they'll give you the next year's application form. Like that with our AIOS application form, give the application form for, ask them to fill it up. There you say, if you are going to join now, I will give you a rebate of so much. Immediately let them join. Push AIOS and then. I'm sorry, I'm taking a lot of time, sir. Decentralize. Until you decentralize, it will not work. You decentralize, you get to know every health societies or every district level. There are a lot of people hiding. You can pull everyone out. Everybody has the money. Sir, out of this list, who needs 23 lakhs after they die? Whole list, except me. I'm the only beggar here. Everybody, nobody needs 23 lakhs. But it is just the emotions which you like.
Sir, actually what you said, sir, that teachers like you can motivate the students. And that is the reason when I had spoken to you, I think 2 months back, 2-3 months back, and then you had told that, you have to catch hold of these teachers. So then only I had told that, sir, when I will do the TNOA webinar, you have to be there, and you had consented. So, sir, our staffs keep calling the new young members, but they don't respond. They just scold them. They blast them. They say that don't disturb me. So teachers like you can motivate them, sir.
Yes.
Motivate.
Sir, too much of marketing these days, sir. You can't blame them. Afternoon 2 o'clock, everybody is going from Bajaj Insurance. They are calling AIOS Insurance. They are calling. Who they will pick up?
The Bajaj Insurance. I'm getting 10 calls a day, sir.
At that time, if you call for AIOS Insurance, who's bothered?
Yeah, true, sir.
When they come to AIOS conference, then you pick them up. That will be later. So now you picked them up through me. I have got so much. Sir, I have got a teacher, whatever he says, he's 80 years old now. Whatever he says, I still follow.
So
you can't
again,
pick
a
up.
wonderful suggestion, sir, that we have to catch hold of teachers. We have caught you today. We are going to do in every webinar, we are going to have at least 2 such teachers sitting with us who will, tell us that, yes, I will get you 40, 50 members. So you have shown us the way, you have shown us the path. And that
you can count for 50 from me, sir. I'll give you 50
Great.
by a month.
Thank you. What, Rajesh, my plan is next month we'll have when is the last day for this?
15th April.
15th April.
No, sir, 27th April.
In the month of March, we'll get a webinar along with the TNOA, and I will call all the heads of the department of all the government medical colleges across Tamil Nadu, and also the private medical colleges also.
Great.
All the heads of department in this webinar.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
Done.
Dr. Vijay has given a very good idea, sir.
Very good idea, sir.
Yes. Yes.
80-year-old teacher?
Yeah.
Dr.
Sir?
Vijay, who is your 80-year-old teacher?
Sir, he's not 80. He passed away. Velayam sir was my mentor, sir.
Dr. Velayam.
And no, we gave the 22 lakhs in the Vellore conference to Velayam's wife.
Yes,
at that
yes.
time.
Thank you.
No, Sambasiva Rao was there at that time, and immediately within I think 1 or 2 days, the entire process got over. And she was so happy. Even now, she thanks all of us.
Okay.
Now, the question is, we are getting hold of the youngsters when they will start paying the fraternity contribution.
Sir, sorry, sir.
We are going to make them members now.
Yeah.
When will we start paying the fraternity contribution?
Sir, from April 2022, sir.
There is now suppose a person between 25 before less than 29.
They will be paying, but they will be paying 50% of what others are paying, sir. Suppose we reach 5,000 members, we can reduce the amount as such from 600 to something like 550, 500, whatever. And then they will be paying 50% under the AIOS scheme. So their amount will be much less. For young ophthalmologists, the amount is quite less.
More if you are making a member less than 29, how much he has to pay?
300 per fraternity contribution.
Yeah, as per the rate that we are having now, it is 300 per death. We are paying 600 per death. They have to pay 300 per death. Who is less than all those who are less than 35.
Even if we join tomorrow, the 300 into.
Yeah, so they'll be paying just for the people who have died between October to March.
Okay.
Yeah, and that also 50% of what we are paying.
Okay.
300 rupees only.
Yeah.
So what is the, for the past few years, what is the mortality rate if people would like to know?
Sir, actually,
last 2 years,
the COVID time, actually, the mortality was very high. Last year, we had 34 deaths, and that's why I had to keep talking to so many. I have every day, every evening, I talk to a few members because we have to, explain to them that this year, because last year, because of COVID, the number of deaths were high, and which included this 21-22 as well. Now, from now on, the rate of deaths is decreasing again. Earlier, before that, the number of deaths never exceeded 16. And even 16, that was the highest number. People had to pay less than 10,000. It was 9,600 as per the current rate. But last year, we had 34 deaths. It was more than the double the highest previous number. So it was basically because of COVID. And as the COVID is going off, we are going to have less number of deaths. And and of course, if the number increases, definitely the yearly contribution required will be much less.
Rajesh, how many defaulters were there last year for us? How many didn't pay?
It keeps changing actually, and we have to keep asking them, requesting them to pay. And every month, once there's a certain time limit, and if it crosses that, they have to pay 100 rupees per month as fine. So, like there are 40-50 members who paid, 100 rupees extra this time.
One is about 2% of the population.
Yeah.
2% of our membership
Not
is
very high.
defaulters.
Earlier, the defaulters are very high, but now we have been, we are constantly calling them, sending them messages, mailing them. So they finally, then many times it's the inertia that they become defaulted. It's because of the inertia. But
34 into 600 is almost close to 18 to 20,000 rupees, no?
Sorry?
34 deaths into
it was 20,600.
Only for the COVID times.
It was 20,600.
Mohan, this would be a one-off thing only. It would
Yeah, I know, sir. No, I'm just asking, sir, because I want to know, because if there was any increased number of defaulters in that particular.
No. People are quite.
Not much. Little bit. There was a slight change, but when we had to convince them and we had to keep talking to them. Some of the members, I had to speak to them because the staffs, they told that they are not, they are annoyed. They are telling that the amount is more. Then I had to speak to them that it's basically because of COVID. We understand that so many people died because of COVID, so we have to take care of our fellow ophthalmologist families. So then they could understand that, okay, that's fine. As Dr. Shanmugam sir was telling that, the emotional aspect, we have to tell them that it's regarding the family of our own ophthalmologist colleagues. So that, at times we have to, keep talking to them. The staff does, but sometimes, many times actually, I would say that I have to speak to them. And then most of them, they get convinced that, yes, that's fine. I'll do it tonight. I will do it after my clinic, things like that. So the defaulters have definitely decreased quite significantly after, as sir was telling, that communication is the key. So we are communicating with them, and we have reduced the number of defaulters significantly.
It was similar in our family security scheme also. Usually we expect about 70 deaths, but in COVID time, it came up to 146. So double the amount in the last year because of COVID. So it has been a similar experience in all.
What is the amount they pay, Madhavan, for each in FSS?
So FSS, we used to have 70 deaths, so it came to 14,000. But this year, we had 156 deaths.
Yeah.
200. So we had to collect into 200. So it came almost in two installments of 20 and 15, 35,000. Because it's unexpected. Sudden increase in, it was around 60, 70, and suddenly it jumped to 146. And as Dr. Rajesh is telling, we had to talk at least to 10 doctors every day, explaining the reason behind it.
In fact, Rajesh, there's one aspect you have not highlighted today, and what Dr. Shanmugam has alluded to is the emotional appeal. We have been fortunate that a lot of doctors have been paying more than what is due. If we had to pay only 9,600, people would send in 15,000 rupees, says, please take this money and keep it in the corpus, keep it in my account. So we have a whole list of people who have made excess payments also. And that is precisely because of the emotional bonding with FBS. And there, Dr. Shanmuganan is absolutely hit the nail on the head, is key inertia, push, teacher, emotion. Absolutely. Sujata is also push, 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 and just get it done physically. Even what the Dr. Thangavelu said is go there, get the check, go there, get the check. So decentralize, go down to the individual colleges or institutes and get it from the grassroots onwards. I think I'll salute you for your absolute clarity on what we should be doing here.
We'll definitely do it. And it was really an eye-opener. I would say that, when I had spoken to Dr. Shanmugam sir, his concepts were absolutely clear, and he had told me that, yes, I have some ideas. And so then only we had thought of, meeting in this webinar. and sharing his ideas. So it was again all of us, Dr. Mohan Rajan sir, Dr. Sujata Mohan, Dr. Nirmal Frederick, and of course Dr. Shanmugam sir. We have our Sukumar sir, Thangavelu sir. Everyone, they have commented very well. Our FBS team led by Chairman sir, Quresh Maskadi sir, Maniyar sir, Sharad Babu. We all, are working hard, and we are learning how to improve our working, and that is a basic idea. And a couple of a few inputs that we got from this meeting was this, that we have to go to the district level. So yes, we will definitely do it, and it was a wonderful meeting. And I would like to thank TNOA and of course the office bearers of FBS AIOS, Dr. Shanmugam, and everyone for joining in and for giving their ideas. And as Dr. Mohan Rajan has said, that we will definitely meet once again in the month of March. So we will definitely do that with the heads of the medical colleges. So let's do it. And Shanmugam sir, we are waiting for those 50 members. So
just give me one night. I'll give you the list, sir.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Once again, a big thanks to all of you, and a very good night and goodbye to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Rajesh. This is for me and not only an FBS but also an FUS Family Union scheme. Because
yes,
I am seeing Sujata online after a long time.
You want to meet her offline, Mohan? I can help.
Offline, she is not willing to see me.
There are reasons, Mohan. There are reasons. Valid reasons are there.
Okay, good night, all.
Most of the time, Mohan is online only.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you, Rajesh. Ranjit sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Madhavan.
Thank you, President. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yet another successful program, TNOA.
Yes. TNOA is always shining.
Thank you. All because of you guys. Sukumar, your inspiration.